Well, thank you again and welcome to the BMHI program. We're really excited for you to start the program. And please keep in mind, just like Hannah said at the beginning, that both of us are here to support you from beginning to end. That is from now until graduation. So think of us as your go-to contacts whenever you have any questions, any concerns, any suggestions, really anything that you need to connect about. If we're unable to answer any questions, our job is to point you in the right direction. So let's begin with a quick overview of CHIP. So welcome all to CHIP. CHIP stands for Carolina Health Informatics Program. And we're an interdisciplinary program and a collaborative initiative, which means that rather than being based in one school, CHIP was founded thanks to the collaboration and partnership of 8 academic units on campus. And as you can see on the picture there on the right, those units are the School of Information and Library Science, or SILS, the Health Sciences Library, the School of Dentistry, the School of Medicine, the Department of Computer Science, the School of Pharmacy, the School of Nursing, and the Gillen School of Global Public Health. So many of the classes that you will be taking are housed in SILS, the School of Information Library Science, and there are also some required classes from the School of Nursing and some from the departments of the School of Public Health, specifically from HPM, which is the Health Policy and Management Department. And then one of the strengths of the program is that CHIP faculty is drawn from all of these schools. So you will have the benefit of engaging with faculty from all the relevant health affairs disciplines. Plus, you will all be assigned an academic faculty advisor who will very likely have a joint appointment in one of these schools or departments. Now, this is a 35 credit hour program, and some students decide to take more than 35 credits in order to take advantage of, for example, certain electives that align with their career goals. And that is totally okay. You are allowed to take more than 35 credits if you want to, but 35 is the minimum, and you'll see the curriculum when we go through it. It maxes out at 35. So by this time, I believe all of you have enrolled in courses for the fall semester. If you haven't, please make sure to reach out to Hannah or me so that we can help you out. As a reminder, classes begin next week, Monday, August 10th. And Hannah and I should have sent you a suggested plan of study or course sequence that should
I haven't done it yet, but I will, I promise today.
Okay, we can send you that at the end of this presentation, and this is only for you to serve you as a guide, so you can select courses semester by semester. It's only a guide. You don't have to follow that exactly as it's stated on the document, but I'll show it to you right now very quickly. Let me just switch my screen. Hopefully you're all seeing it now. It says here, suggested plan of study. This is for the clinical informatics track, and there's one also for the public health informatics track, but for example purposes, I'm just going to show this one. So you'll see on the left side, there's a regular track for those who are following the standard track. Some of you might be pursuing it even on a part-time basis, and that's okay. Like I said, this is just a guide. If you want to complete this as a fast track, like in 1 year, then we recommend you look at the right side here. And just to give you an idea of how many credits you would need to be enrolled in any semester, just to fit those classes, in a way that is not overwhelming in one given semester. So you'll notice that in the summer, for example, we leave there for the internship. We think that the best way to make use of the summer is by focusing on the internship only. Note that you're expected to complete required courses before the electives, especially like 523, which is database systems, or systems analysis. Also the health informatics seminar, which you'll notice you'll be taking twice, which is why we recommend you take it at the beginning. And then any other courses that are offered only once a year. For example, the Nursing 870, Healthcare Informatics, which is only offered in the fall. And please feel free to work directly with Hannah or myself if you have any specific questions, if you want to go over your plan. Like I said, you will have a faculty advisor and they can help you as well. But usually Hannah and I have like firsthand, knowledge about what classes are being offered. So we might be the fastest way for you to help you out on these kinds of questions and what to enroll and things like that. If you have issues enrolling, Hannah and I can help you with that as well. In terms of prerequisites, there is one class that I can think of that has a prerequisite, and I think many of you have already even completed it. So that is the Database Systems 1. And so this one is special attention only because there's a tech test that you need to complete prior to enrolling in this class. So please make sure to take care of this as soon as possible if you haven't already, especially because it might take several weeks before you get a response from the person who grades the tests. And I will show you very quickly where to find the details about this prereq for those who haven't yet gotten the chance to look at that. So I'll navigate very quickly to the website. So if you go to the MPS, BMHI, and then the curriculum page, here's the curriculum, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, but you'll see that everything with the star are required classes, and then we list options for approved alternatives. Those are for the electives. And then if you scroll down, you'll see they're divided in blocks, like the business skills classes and the BMHI foundations. But anyway, the prereq is all the way at the bottom. So you'll see here, there's a link to the tech test. And so you basically have two options as it's said here. You can either take the 161 class, which we don't recommend only because it is an undergraduate level class, so you wouldn't get any credit for it. And it's very basic, like very introductory, but if you want to look into the syllabus and if you want to get more information about this, Hannah and I can help you. But usually students just opt for the test, which is here. And so this is the actual test. You can take it as many times as you need. You can teach yourself to pass it. So look at tutorials or read any books that you need to, and then you'll just complete the exercises here. And at the end of the file, there are instructions on how to submit the test. So other than that, there are no other classes that I can think of that have any prerequisites. There might be maybe some electives that might need some prerequisites, but in general, I think most of the classes are pretty straightforward. Okay, so let's go back to the presentation. And here is what I mentioned when we were looking at the website. So there are 12 credit hours of the general informatics core, and those are 2 required classes: the database systems, which I just mentioned, the systems analysis, and then you have space there for 2 electives. Then there's the business skills classes, the 6 credit hours, the BMHI foundations, also 2 classes that are required. And then you can choose from either the clinical informatics track or the public health informatics track. You will find that there are a few required classes for each of the tracks, and then also there's a gap there for an elective for either one of the tracks. And then at the end, there's the internship, which is the equivalent of 3 credit hours. And with that, I will pass it on to Hannah, and she will talk a little bit more about the internship and what to expect.
Great, thank you, Marielle. So today I'm just going to give kind of a light overview of what the internship experience will be like. Later in this semester, my plan is to do another session virtually with all of you who will be seeking an internship opportunity to go over more in depth the internship. So today, this will just be kind of a way to just give you an idea of what to expect. So part of the PSM program, the Professional Science Master Program, has a required internship component. The internship is expected to be 400 hours long. And some students have decided to extend their internship experience, and we also have students who split their internship, so they do 150 hours with one group and the rest of the hours with another group or another project. So just it needs to be 400 hours long in total. We require in the program that you complete 9 credit hours prior to starting the internship experience. So for those of you who are taking a full-time course load this fall, you could start your internship as early as this next spring. However, as Marielle just went over in the suggested course plan, we highly recommend that students do the internship over the summer. I don't know if Marielle mentioned this, but there are limited classes that are offered in the summer semester. And so the internship in the summer is just the best timing for your course plan. The internship experience, in addition to the presentation and report, act as your master thesis substitute. So following your 400 hours, you will complete a presentation that is presented publicly, and then a report that goes in depth over your internship experience. Again, we will go over kind of the outline of the presentation and report and internship experience more in depth later on this semester. But to give you an idea, for those of you who are starting this fall, about your timeline. So this fall, we recommend that you meet with your academic advisor. You all should be assigned an academic advisor in the next few weeks. And we recommend that in addition to talking about your coursework, you also discuss internship opportunities that would be a best fit for your career aspirations and your career goals. In the spring, you'll begin identifying possible organizations that would work for your internship and begin applying and interviewing for those internship opportunities. We recommend that a few weeks prior to the end of spring semester, you have your internship plan completed. There is a document on the Sakai site, which we'll go over, which is your internship plan outline, which is just a way to make sure that all parties are on the same page prior to starting the internship about what your goals, objectives, and timing will look like during the internship experience. When you submit your internship plan to your respective program coordinator, Marielle or I will enroll you in the 793 internship class, which is the 3 credits for academic credit for your internship. So then again, we recommend that your internship experience be over the summer. And with that, you'll have a midpoint evaluation, self-evaluation, and then a midpoint report that's submitted to your faculty advisor and your program coordinator. That way is a way for us to just check in to make sure things are going well, that you have the resources that you need. If there are questions that you have, that's just a good point for us to check in and make sure things are going well. At the end, you'll complete a self-evaluation. Your industry advisor will also complete an evaluation, and you'll have an endpoint check-in with your faculty advisor just to kind of wrap things up and see where things ended. And then in the fall, this again is a typical schedule. You'll submit your internship report, and then you'll give your internship presentation. You can also go on our website and see past internship presentations. So if you want to get a sense of what projects students have done in the past, where they have completed their internships, what an internship presentation looks like, those are all on chip.unc.edu. So what can you do this semester? Right now, you should be updating your resume and your LinkedIn profile to reflect that you're in a new master's program, but you also want to make sure that you're targeting your internship or your experiences on your resume towards a health informatics internship. Again, I'm happy to meet with you to discuss like how to do that. I also recommend talking to your faculty advisor. Then you should be networking. So networking this fall is going to look different than it has in the past, but we've actually seen a lot of virtual events coming out over the summer, and I anticipate seeing even more and more this fall. And so networking will look different, but I recommend that it can happen on LinkedIn, but I also think that setting up Zoom calls, meeting with people one-on-one over video calls, just picking up your telephone and having a chat, doing informational interviews. Those are ways to start networking this fall to get an idea of what opportunities might be out there, what you might be interested in doing, learning more about organizations prior to applying and interviewing. At UNC, we have our career services website is called Handshake, and that's where a lot of job postings will get posted that go out to all students at UNC. And so you'll want to create a profile on Handshake if you want to be able to search jobs that are posted to UNC students. I definitely recommend creating that profile soon and go ahead and just starting to check it out and feel comfortable using that site. And again, I said to definitely discuss your options with your faculty advisor this semester. So I think Marielle now is going to go over the CHIP website and resources.
Yes, so back to the website. Some things that we always like to share with you is just like Hannah mentioned, past presentations. So you will have access here to presentations the students have given in the past. You can see their slides, you can watch the video. We're working on updating the latest ones that were presented in the summer, but starting spring and before then, you can find them here. So it's just a good resource for you to, if you ever want to look into what kinds of projects were completed or which organizations, that kind of thing. Information is here for you. And there's another one that we want to point out, which is the career section. And here there is a jobs database that we try to update regularly. And we post here any opportunities that are full-time or part-time. And this is very helpful for those students who are towards the end of the program and are looking to see what kinds of jobs are out there in the market. We try to post them right here. But also if we find out anything about internships or any RA positions or TA positions, we also include them in this database. I think after 3 months they disappear. So you'll see some of them are, from May, but the latest one is from July. So like I said, we try to do that regularly. And if we have information about any RA positions or internship positions, we do make sure also to send them via the listserv, which brings me to the next point. We have mailing lists. So you have all been included, or we're in the process of including you in the student listserv. And that's just the BMHI listserv. And then we have a listserv for the whole CHIP community. So we make sure to send, communications that are relevant. Like I said, any positions that we think might be of interest, we send them there. So you will automatically be enrolled in all of those listservs, and you might have even already started receiving emails from us. There's also a newsletter that goes out every 2 weeks, and we'll make sure to include you there too. If by any reason you want to unsubscribe, you can, but that will be something that you will be seeing on your. This is for your UNC email address, though. So if I don't have your UNC email address, we will be reaching out to you because that's the way that we communicate with you. Then there's the calendar, and so there's not a lot going on this August, but for example, when classes start, we make sure to include things like that here. We do want to point out tomorrow there's this Health Informatics and Industry session, which we encourage you to attend. It's at 12. It's 1 hour long and it's via Zoom. So if you have time tomorrow, 1 hour, we encourage you to attend that one. I'm not sure if there's a registration link. Just go here and you can read more about it. Then there's the precision medicine session as well. That's on the 12th. So like I said, anything that we think might be relevant, we post here. And even we send it on the newsletter or on the listserv. Then another thing that I want to point out is the faculty. If you ever want to see a core faculty list, you can go here. And one of these professors will be your faculty advisors. I have already paired a few of you with some of these people. Some of them we're still working on pairing you with some of these faculty advisors, but someone in this list will very likely be your faculty advisor. And you please feel free to reach out to them directly if you have any questions or you want to connect. It should be fairly easy to find their email address using the UNC directory, but if you have any issues finding their address, you can always contact me or Hannah and we can make an introduction if you need to. Other than that, this is for the website. And then like Hannah mentioned, the Sakai site, I don't think we have given you access to the Sakai site yet, but we will work on that this week. And it'll look something like this. You'll have a checklist, and you'll see what are, what the deliverables. You'll see you'll start with an internship plan, and the template is here. There's a handbook. There's an overview. There's a timeline that Hannah talked about in the presentation. And then we post here requirements, graduation requirements. So when you're approaching the end of the program, we'll put here, all deadlines, when we expect you to submit your presentation and your report, things like that. And there's also here a recorded session of Hannah and I talking a little bit more in depth about the internship. So like Hannah said, we might schedule something later in this semester or next year. But in the meantime, you're all welcome to look at this video if you want to learn more about the internship and what to expect. And actually, we have Dr. Mustafa, who is the director of CHIP. He just joined us. Hold on. Hi, Dr. Mustafa. We were just going over some of the resources for everyone. And yeah, if you wanna take over.
Sure. All right. So how many people do we have joining us today?
We have 10 participants right now, 10 students joining us.
All right. Welcome. Welcome. I wish I could see you all in person. I realize that we are going through a special time right now. I am Javed Mustafa. I'm the director for this program. I'm so excited that you have decided to pursue a career in biomedical and health informatics. And I hope that you really approach it with a lot of excitement and a lot of I would say energy. Even pre-COVID, I would say I had always obviously had a very strong belief that this intersection of understanding how we do better healthcare services and how we utilize technology creatively to provide healthcare services, that intersection is a very important area. And that's why, I've worked so hard with many of my colleagues to create this interdisciplinary program in Carolina. But if there is any type of a small silver lining with this COVID affair, is that what it demonstrates that technology is more important than ever in terms of ensuring that we deliver healthcare in a scalable and accessible way. One of the most interesting phenomenon that I've noticed recently is there were a lot of regulatory challenges in terms of actually meeting your doctor, interacting with your doctor, or getting some clinical advice from your doctor online. There were a lot of legal barriers around that before COVID. All of those barriers have now been lifted because, of course, people cannot, for many reasons, travel to clinics and hospitals and meet their doctor in person. What that means is we have seen the power, I think in a good way, of utilization of technology for delivering online telehealth and information services in a way that makes it possible for people to receive healthcare services. So it's a really interesting and important time. And, healthcare, as you probably know, is a very large part of US economy. It's almost like 20% of the US economy. And it's I don't know how many of you have looked up the numbers recently. in the last couple of years, it has increased even more. And it's in the range of about $3 trillion every year. Is $3 trillion expended on healthcare services. It's larger than, if you put all the automotive car businesses in the world together, it's larger than that. So you can imagine how large this sector of healthcare services is. What is very interesting and exciting to me is in that very large service business of healthcare, technology is just beginning to being used in a creative and effective way. And you say, really? I've seen all kinds of use of technology in healthcare. What are you saying? Well, I'm saying it's the early days of actually taking advantage of data management, data mining, data analysis, delivering of services on time and effectively and safely using technology is still in the early days. So you are joining a journey where hopefully if you take the courses, right courses, if you take it with the right people, hopefully, and you select your projects and internships carefully, you are gonna be in a very high demand space, believe me. So do not ever feel like, am I in the right program? I hope you already have decided beyond that point. It is truly an exciting period. We are seeing, I don't know of any other way to explain it, the early days of maybe Amazon, the early days of e-commerce in healthcare, where you can come in and say, well, I have expertise in understanding healthcare data standards. I know how electronic health record systems are built. I know how data is transacted between the laboratory where the blood tests are done and the doctor's office, and what clinical decision support tools can do. And I'm here for a job, by the way. I hope that they don't ask too many more questions. Well, they might ask, do you have a degree? And you say, yeah, I have a degree from this small place called UNC Chapel Hill. I think that should be enough, hopefully. I'm confident actually that will be enough. So do take advantage of this time, hopefully this exciting journey. My recommendation to you would be, do not be shy about asking questions. And just because we're not on campus or cannot be on campus that frequently as we could before, don't let that be a barrier. Engage us, engage me directly. You know, if you have questions about anything about CHIP, say, Dr. Mustafa, you know, I'm having trouble getting to my advisor. Can you tell me if this is the right class for me to take? Is this the right professor to take the course with? Chapel Hill, among other things, you know, as you can guess, one of the best things about it is it has truly world-class experts in healthcare. It's some people call UNC Chapel Hill a healthcare university because we have 5 very powerful healthcare schools, you know, covering, you know, all sectors of healthcare. We have medicine, but, you know, we also have number 1 or 2, depending on which year you look, public health school in the country. If you look, actually, interestingly, across big universities that have schools of medicine, and you ask the simple question, how many of them have very good schools of medicine, but also very well-known school of public health? How many of them have that? Surprisingly, there aren't that many universities that have very large schools of medicine and also very large schools of public health. For some weird reason, I don't understand. Maybe they don't like each other and they don't want to have, you know, fight it out on the same campus. But somehow we got lucky. you know, at UNC Chapel Hill. So having a very large public health school means we have very good biostatistics. We have very good health policy. We have actually a department on health engineering. So there's a lot of resources that you would find that you wouldn't find in other universities. Now on the computing side and information side, the Information and School of Information and Library Science has a lot of courses that are relevant to this curriculum. You probably noticed that. So do pay attention, especially to courses in biostatistics, courses in health policy management, courses in pharmacy. Those are related to informatics. Look at the faculty members that are listed in the CHIP website that have affiliation with these schools and departments I'm saying, and then find out, like, is there a way to talk yourself into working on a project with one of these professors? Is there a way to get into their courses? And I have to admit, it's not always easy to get into these courses, but you need to take kind of what I call a entrepreneurial approach, an approach where you say, I'm going to make it work, and I'm going to not take no for an answer without being like a really aggressive and mean person, right? I want to make, you know, I'm using all kinds of cliches, I know. I'm going to make my no a yes somehow. I'm going to turn the barrier into not a barrier. I'm here to learn, and I'm going to make it so that I learn what I need to learn. And at the end of the day, it's on your shoulder. Of course, we are here to help you. We are going to be your catalyst. But if you do not take those initiatives yourself now, you know, you would never be able to succeed, even beyond the first course or two, right? So I would suggest that look at biostatistics, look at computer science, look at information science, health policy management, pharmacy. There are a couple of courses in nursing. I would strongly recommend starting with database management and systems analysis as the initial courses if you can. And Hannah and Mariel are thinking, what? Oh my God. All of the things that we have been talking about, Javed is just repeating. I'm sorry, I may sound like a broken record, but do take those courses because they set the foundation for everything else to follow. And don't be intimidated, by the way, about taking the technical courses. If you don't come from a computing or information science background, don't let that be a barrier. Start with the technical courses first. Get those out of the way, and it will reap all kinds of benefits for you. Believe me, you'll be better prepared for your internship. You can start checking for internship early. You can talk up your database experience or your systems analysis experience early. You can use those knowledge in subsequent courses to do better projects. So the database course and the systems analysis for sure. There are also good courses in user interface design, human-computer interaction, text mining, information retrieval. So any of those courses, you know, keep your eyes open. Also, there's a course on visualization, data visualization. Can't have enough of Python programming. Say, what? I didn't come to this program to CHIP to be a programmer. I'm never gonna be a software designer. Why do I have to take programming? I really hope you have at least one programming course. And for God's sake, don't think about, it's easy for me to say, right? Don't think about grades. Think about learning good, solid skills and getting those experiences down. Very, very few people are gonna ask you, so you have Python, what grade did you get on Python, by the way, before I offer you this job? They're not going to ask you that, really. So learn Python, get some programming experience behind you. You may not ever use that skill, but it's going to help you. Believe me, if you remain in informatics, and hopefully you will for the rest of your career. So just like the database course, get some software programming course as well. And there are some good courses in information science and sales. There are good courses also in CS. The database courses, if you really take the first one, which is 523, and you love it, you can have 5 database courses theoretically. There are many database courses, all more advanced. So you don't need 5, you need 1 for sure, but maybe you can take 2. So anyway, that's my overall advice and support, and we are here to help. If we, as I said, because of this special situation, we have some barriers in terms of engaging directly with you and helping you, but don't make that a kind of a challenge for you. Just feel free to get us involved in helping you sort of plan your program as you go through it. Is there any questions at this point from me? Anything I can answer? All right. Thank you, Hannah and Marielle, for this opportunity. Unfortunately, I have another meeting coming up, so I will say goodbye to you for now, and I look forward to communicating with you and hopefully seeing you soon. Okay?
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Dr. Mustafa. Thank you very much. Okay, so one more link that I wanted to show was the UNC Graduate School Orientation. And I think you probably all received an email directly from the graduate school about it. And Hannah and I will make sure to send the link for this page. But they said that it went live already. Information about graduate school orientation is here. So yeah, we'll send this link as well. And yeah, we would like to open it up for questions.
I just want to make one more point. If you can go back to the Sakai site.
Yes.
I think this is one question that we get every semester when we have new students start is like, my classes aren't in Sakai yet. Traditionally, they appear on the first day of classes. So if you go back up to the top, all those little squares will be like your different classes. It looks different for Marielle and I because we're staff. Your classes will appear on the Sakai site traditionally on the first day of classes, so next Monday. So don't feel panicked that you can't start yet or you don't know what's going on. I just want to be clear that sometimes faculty use Sakai, and Sakai usually opens up on the first day of classes. Again, you should be getting information from your faculty directly to your UNC email, so make sure that you're checking that regularly. If you do want to communicate with any UNC faculty or administrators, you need to use your UNC email so that we can verify that it is you. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. In addition, if you guys have questions, please let us know. We're happy to stay online and chat, and hope you guys are feeling excited for classes to begin. I think the other resource, Mario, that we didn't talk about was the Carolina Together website. Especially for residential students who may or may not have classes in person. Carolina Together is the UNC resource for kind of all things COVID related, but also just like where we are now and the community standards. So I believe that you all got an email asking you to confirm that you have read the community standards for campus. Essentially, we're gonna give each other space 6 feet apart, wear our masks on campus, stay home if you're not feeling well. But this is another resource for you if you have questions or you're not sure what's going on. I think the biggest question might be like transportation to and from campus, what kind of the buses system will look like this fall, what will classes in the classroom look like. So if you are interested, that it's, I believe, carolinatogether.unc.edu. I also guess I just want to reiterate, we sent this to our current students over the summer. You can maybe tell Javed, Mariel, and I are all still working from home, and we plan on working from home for the foreseeable future. I'm not really sure what the fall is going to hold, but the staff suite, where Chip usually is located, is not accessible to students right now in the health sciences library. That is to protect the other staff that work on that floor. And so we will be conducting all of our student meetings virtually over Zoom. We will be conducting our, any kind of programming will be virtual this fall. So just want to make sure that that's out there. And if you have any questions about it, please let us know. If you don't have any questions, we don't have to painfully sit in silence. That's not a problem. It was great to see all of you today. Thank you for coming and attending orientation. Again, I'm Hannah. Marielle led the presentation today. And again, Dr. Mustafa is also a resource for you here at CHIP.
Thank you all for joining. It was great meeting you, and we will be in touch.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Good.